you find out about who I am first? Like, do you know my favorite color first? Like, hello.
She must work out and eat salads, but if behind that she's not happy, what's the point?
Ella tiene nalga y tetita, nalga y tetita.
Hi guys, it's Justina. Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. So I took one of my pieces out to Balboa Park in San Diego. It's a woman's body with Instagram notifications on the front, and then there's some really like mean comments in the background. I'll probably talk about what it means to me and like what I was thinking when I created it towards the end of the video, so that way you don't have any like idea what I felt making it, and you just see what complete strangers had to say about body image and social media and self-perception upon seeing this painting for the first time. We all use social media all the time, but do we think about like how this is influencing us, and are we seeing positive things on our Instagram feeds? Are we following people that make us feel good about ourselves, or are we just kind of going through the motions? And now with Instagram stories, there's more of a possibility for you to see things that may upset you because it's easier for people to post. But it shouldn't be about how much people are posting and what they're posting that influences us, because we're ultimately in control. If something is not serving you on your feed, make sure you unfollow that person. If it's something like where you've known that person since elementary school or whatever, and you don't want to offend them, and you might see them, you know, at so-and-so's wedding or wherever, then there's a mute option on Instagram now, which is golden. You can mute people's stories and their posts. This is one of my longer videos, but I only edited out so much that I could and felt was appropriate, because a lot of what people said was super important. I had so much fun meeting all of these people, and to those of you who were in it, if you're watching this, thank you so much for participating in it. You really truly made the video, and everyone was so thoughtful in their responses, and I can't thank you guys enough. So enjoy the video, and I hope you stick around to the end, because I will be explaining what this painting meant to me as I was creating it.
I think it shows the objectification of women and their body, draws particular attention to social media and the marketing of a woman's body.
Yeah, going off of that, I think the lack of a face is kind of like, this could be any woman or anyone who presents themselves as a woman.
I think the piece is about how social media affects us, how we always portray ourselves. A lot of us try to show mostly like appearance-wise, like the physical attributes of ourselves, and yet it's usually like things that are sexual that really appeals to other people, and that kind of like puts on a toll of like how we should see other people.
I think we are looking for perfection outside of every person, not inside. I can see how my friends are talking all the time about models and artists who are showing skin, which I don't think it's bad, but they're only focusing on how perfect it is, probably because of Photoshop or makeup.
I think the painting kind of depicts how easy it is to criticize everyone's bodies and image on social media. Everyone has something to say, but yet we have all these likes and followers and comments. So people like it, but they don't at the same time, and they just want to criticize us no matter what.
I think it's profound. I like it a lot. Not crazy about the things written there, but that's the reality of it.
People like, oh my God, people are bothering me. Yeah. Because once you invite them to your world, you can't give them that opportunity to say what they want to say. You kind of know how they feel. So
This woman, she's exposing herself, in a lot of the parts of her like cover that are like, you know, like her private parts, and they have like the following the hearts on it, the bubbles, and I think that shows like how people usually look at other people. They always look for what they want to see that's like sexual or anything that's like pleasurable, but they don't really see what's inside of them, and that's also overlooked at how they feel about themselves, that they always want to get approval of like what other people want from them, rather than what's really important, that's the inside of you, your soul, your personality, like what makes you you.
So the painting, I think, just shows us the hypersexualization that we have in women's bodies in our society, and I think it really makes us do some like self retrospection and kind of like really think about if that's something we want, you know, to portray to like the young generation.
Are you okay with your pink hair? Oh no, I'm not okay. It's just because he likes it. Well, no, it's not about that. It's not about getting likes. It's about I'm okay with this. I have hair. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I have hair on my arms. That's fine. Not because of that I'm going to get more or less likes. It's not about the likes. I don't know what is it about with social media right now, but yeah, if you show more skin, you get more likes. I think that's proven.
There's also some wording on the back where it talks about how she's like horrible in some way, but I think that's how people always try to find the negatives despite all the love that people try to show. Even if it's like a shallow love, there's always some kind of disgust that people have for other people out of jealousy, out of envy, out of just negativity for no reason.
People post these images online of themselves, and if that comment section is open, you're kind of opening up the floodgates for this sort of critique of your body, and it's kind of what you're allowing yourself to take in for the likes and the friends and things like that.
I hope that you really get people to think about what we're doing right now. A lot of probably teenagers, maybe grown up women, they're not self-confident about this social media stuff right now. So just be confident with who you are.
Some confidence, you know, bodies come in different shapes. Obviously we're not all perfect, we're not fitted.
I think this comes from like a feminist point of view.
I think as a woman, you should be able to express your body how you want to. If you want to get plastic surgery, get plastic surgery. But just be prepared to be able to deal with the negative connotations.
I get tired sometimes of Facebook, and then I'm going to Twitter, and then I'm going to Instagram. And sometimes I go to the, notifications of the people I'm following, and I look at what they're liking. What's in the news, like in the Instagram news? And oh my God, I see a lot of people just trying to be perfect. I'm sorry for saying this, but I think people are following fake people. I think it is amazing how girls are following these other girls or women who they're like shallow or I don't know. It's not an easy topic for me because I would like to see people following artists and people, I don't know, who do music, who are living their best life probably, who are truly living and just enjoying life, and no, they're always like posting and do I look perfect with this hair and this pose and whatever, just take the picture and that's who you are. And just enjoy it, and if you get only 2 likes, okay, whatever, that's you, and just go eat your salad or your pizza and live your life.
I think that it's more important to think about how other people see you for you rather than what's on top, like what's seen visibly. I think that this is just showing the ugliness of what actually happens, but as a way to teach us of how we actually should be, to be more human.
I think social media gives sometimes an unwanted distance from the viewer to the subject, to where it becomes like you're praising a product rather than seeing that there's a person there with everything that a person encompasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
For example, if I upload a picture on my Instagram and I'm just, I don't know, traveling with these clothes, it's like, okay, 20 likes, but if I go out to a nightclub and I'm wearing this dress, okay, I get more like 100 likes. So it's like, okay, whatever, that's what they like, but that's who I am and I'm enjoying my life. And I don't care about the likes. I don't know who is behind each cell phone liking my pictures. I don't know what they're doing with my pictures. So I've been thinking about that a lot because my friends, they care too much about the Kardashians and the car they're driving and what are they doing if they got surgery. Like, oh, no, okay.
I think social media, we tend to post the best versions of ourselves on social media, and then also when we're, having fun or, doing that sort of thing. So I think people only see that one side of ourselves. They don't see the downside. They don't see when you're going through tough times, stuff like that. So I think it makes everyone think, oh, everyone else is doing great and doing wonderful in life. And if you're not doing as good as someone else, I think you tend to compare yourself to that person. And because everyone in your feed is kind of, embodying, oh, I'm living my best life, then you just kind of have this cycle of, I'm not good enough.
I think it's very materialistic and very just shallow. Everything always has to be about money, always has to be about what you look like, the trends, what you dress like. But it's like, girl, can we talk? Can you find out about who I am first? Like, do you know my favorite color first? Like, hello. Like you could talk to people, find out how they are, find out who they are inside.
Yeah, because if they see another woman like that, then they feel like they need to be how that person is, but they don't know that person's soul, you know what I mean? That person could be a hateful person or could be a loving person, but all they see is face value, which is outside that body.
Each person is trying to show their life or their reality, and some of them just don't. They are trying to fake something they are living, and probably I'm looking at myself and I'm like, oh my god, this person, she's with this beautiful dress in Balboa Park, and oh, that's great, and probably she's not even comfortable with it.
To be honest with you, I feel like majority of like models, obviously, they tend to be more like petite, with
El Fashion
skinny.
Nova.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not always about body-wise, because it's not, nowadays, it's not just skinny people buying clothing, it's also what chubby people.
The full shapes.
But I mean, it's kind of, people get a little discriminated, I guess, in a way. But they feel like it's mostly like skinny people that look good in certain clothes, and then when they try it, like it doesn't look good on them. But
Yes. Agree to that.
I think social media gives sometimes an unwanted distance from the viewer to the subject, to where it becomes like you're praising a product rather than seeing that there's a person there with everything that a person encompasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's easy to see what's on our screen as objects instead of someone actually posting it and creating something. It's easy to see it as something that has no feeling on your screen, that you're just scrolling or swiping through, versus actually someone put their time and effort into something, or just that they're just a human being and they felt good about themselves maybe when they posted a picture, but now you're bringing them down because you didn't like a certain aspect, and you don't see how it really affects them because you're only thinking of how your perception is through your phone versus what's getting received on the other end.
I think social media definitely can warp your perception of self and others. People are obviously going to present how they want to present themselves on social media. They're going to cut out the cellulite. They're going to cut out the little, little arm fat that's right here that we all have. And they're going to put the best image of themselves out there, hoping for acceptance, hoping for maybe validation. But in turn, the people who view that and take that in also think maybe, well, that's what's acceptable, that's what people are praising, I need to hold myself to that standard. Or if they see the little insecurities or things that aren't as valued in society, and they see the negative feedback, they see that in themselves, and it can probably hurt them as well.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword where on one hand it's really good for connecting with friends, on the other hand it can really hamper your self-esteem. So I think you just have to have a really more like hands-off relationship with social media. Like, it's good for when you're super positive about yourself and things like that. And I think if you're going through a tough time, it's probably taking like a few days or a few weeks off social media may actually be good for like your mental health.
I see a lot of pictures and a lot of perfect bodies, and I'm like, oh, that's great. She must work out and eat salads, but if behind that she's not happy, what's the point? So I think each person should be looking at a picture and, okay, here's your like, but okay, go with your own life and I'll go with my own life, and I'm gonna be happy with who I am. But right now I think most of the people are like, oh, I need to be like her and I need to color my hair like that person, and I need to be eating at that place, and I need to spend money on this place or this restaurant. And if you're happy doing it, just do it. If you are not, but you're trying to prove to other people something that you are not, that's completely wrong for me.
Okay, so if you stuck around this long, you are a real one. Thank you. So when I made this painting, it was from observing Instagram, okay? It was from observing people I loved, who will not be named, but most of you know who. But this person has a presence on social media, like a big presence. But this person's also young. So the types of comments that this person gets on their pictures, regardless of like all the love that they get on the surface, is what fueled this. So that's why there's notifications here. So that's why there's the comments, the followers, and I mean the comments, the followers, and the likes on the body, because that's the surface. There's always this kind of like lingering in the background, whether that person chooses to ignore it or to let it feed their insecurities. So regardless, it's there. Whether it's actually typed out in the comments or it's just like lingering in the back of their minds, of the viewer's mind, it's still kind of there. It's crazy. It's really just, I don't know, it triggers me. I'm not okay when I talk about this. I get actually hot because it's just so pointless. Like if we all were nice to each other, and you know, like it's just like, it could be said about a lot of things going on in life, but let's start with this one, because this is really just a think before you act or think before you type kind of thing. And if we're all feeling good, there's not going to be any reason to put anybody else down. So keep that in mind when you're using social media. And for those of you who have kids, make sure you're actually like actively saying something to them about being nice to others, because they don't know any better. A lot of the comments that were typed out from here were seen from a post on Instagram from a lot of kids. So why are they commenting that? Is it because they're feeling insecure? Is it because they're, you know, they're not being taught at home to be polite with others and be respectful? Are they feeling hurt at home? Because maybe they're not feeling hurt at home, and maybe that's why they're lashing out and talking like all sorts of crazy things online. So I'm not a parent, so I don't really know. I can't speak in that way until I have children of my own to guide. But that's just what I think, and I really hope that you guys like this video. I know it was a little bit longer, but I hope you got something out of it and that it inspires you to be kinder to people, and even make art to express your feelings about social media. Please make sure to subscribe if you liked this video. Leave a comment in the section below to let me know how you thought this went. If you want more of this, let me know. And please make sure to like it before you go too. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.
Beautiful because it is beautiful. I've said the word beautiful at least 383 beautiful times. Look at me. Look at me.